Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. So, um, I'm not gonna spend too much time here tonight. I'm just going to quickly have this conversation. There are many conversations that I would love us to have, especially regarding raising children abroad. Because since everybody the jackpot now, you're not going to feel the impact of this, not for maybe another 20 years. And by then, we will deal with the other side of what we are doing today, whether it is good or whether it is bad. So, let us start. You see, Nigeria is over cultural, abroad is under cultural. Nigeria is over religious, abroad is under religious. Thank you so much, Ola. Ola Merus just sent me a money gun. If you're watching on TikTok, pop my money guns. Nigeria is over religious, abroad is under religious. Nigeria is overly influenced by culture, abroad is under cultural. Nigeria is too emotional, while abroad is too scientific. I say this all the time. Bow leg is the opposite of K leg. Does not mean it's the cure for K leg. Let me say this again so everybody can register it. Bow leg. Somebody came here, King General 22, and said his father at home is a mumu man. Of course, we know your father is a mumu man. You know, see the Ogunfe way he born. Your papa na mumu man. You are right. If not be say your papa na mumu, him for born Ogunfe like you. Make I even go in page. We redress be Bob the builder. Olori buruku olorun smell low. No, let me see you for this life again. No. Go your papa life. Oh, yeah. Begin go that your papa life. That your papa will move. Begin going life. Where you dey? Olori buruku. What's the salo? So I keep saying this all the time. Abroad is not the cure for Nigeria. Many of you run abroad because things are hard in Nigeria, understandably. But we are over religious in Nigeria while they are under religious. Now, if you raise your children in Nigeria, the tendency is you would have them over religious. If you raise them abroad, no matter how much you carry them to church, as long as they are going to school, and as long as Bible is telling them that man and man cannot be together, and the world is showing them that men and men are together, they will abandon that Bible. The possibility of you raising your children with any form of religious value 20 years from now would be minimal. If you like, carry them to all the Nigerian pastors that come. Your children are not going to be as stupid as you are. Say after me. My children are not going to be as stupid as I am. They're going to see all your miracle crusades. And at the end of the day, their brain is going to put two and two together and realize that you were hoodwinked. Just the way I look at my father, just the way I look at my mother, just the way I look at my mother-in-law, and I know that they were hoodwinked by religion, that's the way our children are going to look at us and say and laugh at us for being silly. our children are going to look at us as very stupid people. They will love us. We love our parents, but we realize that they were not very smart. You'll be lying to yourself to think that your parents are very smart, especially if you are feeding them in old age. I say this all the time. The way our parents used to act that year, like they knew everything. You will not expect that you'll be sending them money in old age. The way they had the world figured out. The way you would come and tell your parents that I want to be a rapper. Your father would say, no, go and read book. You will think that that book that they read will be able to feed them. I don't know if I'm connecting with you guys. Many of the decisions our parents took, some of our parents took good decisions and it paid them off. Some of our parents didn't take very wise decisions. 90% of our parents did not take particularly wise decisions. Some took wise, some were lucky, some were children of circumstance. But what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is you are going to realize that your parents, just the way your kids are going to realize that you are obsolete. Omo, this guy don't pop 4 money guns. Oh, one. Now 4 money guns, I mean now 1 money gun. I don't even know which I they say again. Now 1 money gun. Oh no, speak carefully. Popped 3 money guns. Thank you so much, Speed. Speak carefully. Follow my number one gifter if you're watching on TikTok. Follow my number one gifter if you're watching on TikTok. Follow my number one gifter if you're watching on TikTok. Pop my money gun if you're watching on TikTok. Now, China is dominating the world when it comes to STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And China is also dominating the world when it comes to doing away with religion. So, abroad, especially Europe, to an extent, America has church as part of their culture. It's fading away, but there's still a church culture in America. Canada, no. You take your kids to church. There's no proper, you see, church culture is when when you all live on a street and on Sunday you all get up and go to a church. America still has that. Not as much as it used to be before, but it still has it. UK doesn't have it. Sunday in UK is the day they go to the mall, the day they rest, the day they go and to the coffee shop, the day they go to the pub. You understand? UK and Europe does not have a church culture. Families don't follow themselves to church on Sunday in most parts of Europe. They have it in America. They don't have it in Canada or most parts of Europe. So no matter how much you try to imbibe religious values in your children, when the religious values cannot adapt themselves to what the modern day is offering, you will run into trouble. I don't know if I'm connecting with somebody this evening. Many of you who took your kids abroad are going to have to deal with Adam and Steve and Ada and Eve. You're gonna Many of your kids are going to translate. Many of your kids are going to turn to rainbow. Oh, you did not know? I'm not saying in Nigeria no child is going to come out as rainbow. Of course they are. But compared to abroad, all of you listening to me right now, 40% of all your children abroad are going to carry rainbow. What I'm saying, you are not going to like it. But if I don't tell you, I'm not prophesying into your life. I'm telling you statistically what's going to happen. So you're going to have to deal with it. Your daughters, it's not as bad in Nigeria. It exists in Nigeria, but there's still a little bit of a cultural factor that is stemming it. Abroad, kò sí tí o lè ṣe, more than 40%. Abroad, I'll say 50. Abroad, 60% of your children are going to experiment before they choose a side. 60 to 70%. I'm dealing with statistics, so. Or anything you like, say, strongly disagree. You will say I told you. Someone said, I think most parents here are doing a good job. That's the problem. My father wanted me to be a doctor. Do I look like a doctor to you? You do your good job all you want. Society is going to influence your children otherwise. Nigerians are experimenting, don't get me wrong. But you are luckier abroad than in Nigeria. Someone said, you certainly do. Thank you very much. So, with all my parents' work and how much they wanted me to be a doctor, I didn't end up a doctor. Just the same way many of you are going to work hard to make sure your kids are straight, and they're not going to end up straight. And there is nothing you can do about it. In Nigeria, it is easier to have a reign on your children. Even in Nigeria, when the children in Nigeria who experiment will still eventually want to have some moral values that society establishes. But you see that abroad, mark my word that I tell you, many of your children are going to be rainbows, whether you like it or not. You can argue from, you see, by the time your children don't begin to read 16, they don't begin to read you Riot Act. By the time they're 21, they're not born you well. If your son brings home a man and say, na person I want to marry with this, if you fight them, that's the end of your relationship with that son. Anything where you like, make you do. A lot of you are going to argue this thing, but you will see it play out. Watch it. It's not about saying never mind, Amaka. It's not about saying never mind. It's about the fact that you are raising your children in a place that not only accepts it, but endorses it. In Nigeria, someone say there are plenty for Nigeria, they are just hiding. Sometimes there's sanity in hiding. Sometimes there's some level of sanity. By the time you think about hiding something, many women in Nigeria are not dating married men because you have to date the married men to hide. That alone, the fact that I have to hide reduces the number. Trust me. It is not encouraged by society. Abroad people like Tolu Honike are saying Nigerians like to deceive themselves. It is you people abroad that are deceiving yourselves. It is you people abroad that are deceiving yourselves. You actually think you can control this? Wow. When it is being established in the schools, When your children are, at least in a Nigerian school, they will not teach you to tolerate it. You will decide to tolerate it by yourself. Abroad, they are teaching your children to tolerate it. Very soon, your children come home and be telling you. It is getting to a point where, especially in the Western world, you cannot read certain biblical. Amaka said it depends on how you raise them. It doesn't. I told you, my parents raised me to be a doctor. Do I look like a doctor to you? When Pikin reach a certain age, you go tell him parents what he want to do. Yes, you might influence for a while, but the moment the power of your influence reduces, someone said, my kids go to private Christian schools. Is not enough. Is not enough. Do they watch private Christian TV at home? Do they go to private Christian malls? Do they play private Christian football? As long as they go out into that Western world, anything you like, give them. Anything you like, give them. You will meet. You know me, I'm a prophet. There's nothing I've said that has not come to pass. In my own right. In my own right. Now, those of you who live in America might have the statistics a little bit different. But those of you that live in Canada and Europe, just know, say your son go wear skirts and your daughter go get girlfriend. 60% of the possibility. Meaning if you have 3 children, 1 or 2 will swing that way. Europe and Canada. America, a little less. Because remember I said America has a society, church, culture. So if you live in America, you might not see the impact. If you live in the UK, if you live in Canada, the society in these places. So I say I jump and pass. If you like, jump fence. If you like, jump fence. I don't expect you. I don't expect you to agree with me. This is a very bitter pill parents are going to swallow. I do. If you agree with me, I'll turn off the live. If you like homeschool, unless you build a mall inside your house, as long as the kids go outside, they watch TV. Nothing you can do about it because the society has accepted it. Someone said UK is the worst place to train a child. One of the worst places, actually, in my opinion. But you see, your children, by the time your child is 19 in the UK, the US, and Canada, your child is fully formed. By the time your child is 19 in Nigeria, your child is a baby. A 19-year-old can drive a car, his own car or her own car, get a job, probably start paying 1 or 2 bills in the house. That's how abroad is. In Nigeria, 19-year-old, even 25-year-old, sometimes your papa will still they slap you. They ask you, say, where are you going? Where are you coming from? Someone said, DF, what's the solution? There's no solution. A plane without fuel is in the sky. There's no solution. It's coming down. The problem is how well can you land it? But it's coming down. There's no magic. There's no solution. You can't keep it in the air. It's coming down. There's no solution. Brace yourselves. There's going to be impact soon. Somebody said Nigeria is a failing society. I beg to differ. Nigeria has its many problems, and the political class and the over religiousness is also a problem. But I wouldn't say failing. I'd say the Western world is failing, not Nigeria. Nigeria will still find its way one way or the other. Stupidly, but it will find its way. Because there's still some level of bonding on the cellular level. If there's any society that has failed, it's the abroad society. But you won't see it now. Watch out. All of you, there are 275 people watching me on Instagram. You will call me one by one and tell me that I said it. The only problem is going to take a while. So you're going to think you are right for a while, and then it's going to dawn on you. I'm hardly ever wrong. And if I ever were, this is not what you know in your heart. You see, the problem is you are arguing against even your own will. In your heart, you know that the Western society has collapsed. Now, when you mean the society has collapsed, does not mean you don't have good people. No. It means what we consider morality and culturally viable and valuable is of no essence abroad. And your children are going to evolve. Uh, you see, no matter how much you push your children in a certain way, always understand that they have minds of their own and they're going to take their own decisions. Now, when you talk about morality in Nigeria, poverty has affected Nigerian moral values and is going to continue to affect them, sadly. A lot of what we have in Nigeria is dictated by poverty, and that's one of the advantages of the abroad society. The abroad society is not dictated by poverty. It is dictated by freedom. And let me warn you, human beings were not created to be free. The more freedom you give a human being, the more they will experiment with danger. It's a funny thing. Nigeria, poverty has given us freedom. The poorer you are, the more you can just do anything to survive. Abroad, on the other hand, no. The society molds you into fitting in a sphere in society. Having too much cultural adhesion in Nigeria is also a problem. Like I said, Nigeria is K-leg, abroad is bow leg. K-leg is not the solution to bow leg. Bow leg is not the solution to K-leg. What you really want is straight leg. That's the solution. Abroad is the opposite of Nigeria. Doesn't mean it's good. It's different from Nigeria. So what it means is what you have in Nigeria that is good, you have the bad one in abroad. And what you have abroad that is bad, you have the good one in Nigeria. So it's word opposite all the time. So Nigeria, you have a set of bad things and a set of good things. Abroad, you have a set of bad things and a set of good things. So your children are going to enjoy the good things abroad and are going to submit themselves to the bad things. Same with Nigeria. Same with Nigeria. And those of you who have little young children, I don't know how you're going to navigate this, but let me tell you, 10 years is a long time. And 10 years from now, when your children start entering their teens and start your walk away, bringing different hand, like we all did when we were teenagers, hello, the words I'm telling you, you will understand them. My oldest child is 22 years old. So I've raised somebody from 0 to 22. If you've not done it before, you won't understand what I'm saying. I have 4 children in university. Miss Linda said we'll navigate it as best we can. Oh, yeah. But I will call you one day and tell you I told you this 10 years from now. Because many of you abroad think you've solved the problem. What you did is you put a band-aid on the problem. And the problem is going, it's like having a cancer in your toe and then solving it. But then the cancer has spread through your lymph nodes to somewhere else. So it looks like you've solved the toe problem, but you have another one somewhere. Someone, Miss Linda said, what exactly is the problem? Y'all will find out. Calm down, don't hurry, don't rush. You will find out. You will find out. The problems of raising your children abroad, you say, I told you. Of course, there are problems raising children in Nigeria. Nowhere is immune to problems. But the problem is, the problem in the problem is that abroad people think they figured it out. And because their children are growing faster, achieving milestones at faster rates, they think, yes, the best thing I did was bring my children abroad. For now, it will seem like that. Mrs. Linda said, I will raise them here. I was raised abroad. You were raised abroad many years ago, 5 years. Let me tell you something here. There was a woman I know in 2013 or 2011, 2012, 2012, 2013, thereabout. She caught her husband. He was doing it with a guy. And she was afraid to come to the public because that was during Goodluck Jonathan's era. And they just passed the law of 14 years. And I was like, you've got to be able to say this. You've got to tell your story. And the woman was like, they will bully her son in school and think her son was like his father. Forward till today. See the cultural shift in Nigeria between 2013 and 2014 and now, in a period of about 10 years. What was unacceptable to the point of prison has now been normalized. Think about it. So if your parents raised you and you are 20 something or 30 something, just know that they raised you 20 years ago. 10 years will make a heck of a difference. America now and America in the 90s are two different things. Same thing with the UK, same thing with Europe, and even same thing with Nigeria. Miss Linda said, so what's the solution? Bring your kids back home. If your kids have done primary school abroad, I don't see why they don't do secondary school in Nigeria and then go back and continue abroad. They're already citizens. Let there be a bit of a cultural. Many parents did it back then during my time. They brought their kids home for 3, 4 years and then took them back. It's not a solution. It might help. All of you laughing. Miss Linda said, yeah, that ain't happening. You know me, when I talk these things, it will look like a smelling talk. But I will remind you. I will remind you. I have, I studied sociology in the university. I've studied the society, I've studied the statistics, I've studied the evolution of the mind, I've studied a whole lot of stuff. And I can put a bet with you that you, abroadarians, need to find a way to bring your children back home, even if it is for 2 or 3 years. Miss Linda said, let's start being realistic here. Do you know how many people this year alone? I know like 8 people that have contacted me that they wanted to bring their children back to Nigeria. 8 or 9, actually, maybe even more, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And it's because of these same problems. It will help balance things out. Someone said, are Nigerians more disciplined than Americans? No, not necessarily. But you will also have a cultural mix. Someone said, to come and learn Olosho, Yahoo, or thieving like the politicians. Do I do Olosho? Do I do Yahoo? You are generalizing. Am I a politician? You just generalized. In your mind, you sounded intelligent, but I'm sorry you didn't. Really. It's not everybody in Nigeria that is an Olosho. It's not everybody in Nigeria that is a Yahoo boy. You are just trying to create a scenario in your head to justify your thinking. How many are like you? A lot of people. My neighbor works in an oil and gas company. He's doing well. In fact, 90% of my neighbors, let me say 70% of my neighbors, I'm sure they are Yahoo boys among my neighbors too. Someone said they are more Olosho than non-Oloshos. Instagram is a bad judge of character. If you are using Instagram to judge, you will see more Oloshos and more Yahoo boys. But come to the real world, you will see. You will see that there are people doing quite well in Nigeria without stealing and without Yahooing. Mrs. Linda said they are not coming to learn Jack, nothing to learn for them. Anyway, I didn't offer it as a solution. I only offered it as a suggestion. What I told all of you is 10 years from now, what I'm saying, you will begin to see the signs. And then you know that I was right. I can't argue yet because we have not entered that phase of our lives when I'll be right. But when we do, feel free to give me a call. You know I love you all, and I'll always be here to listen to you. You can disagree all you want. Someone said, how about having a community abroad and maintaining culture? Try it and see, maybe it will work. Someone said, even kids from Nigeria want Japa. You're right. Because what kids want is freedom. You and a 19-year-old are not jackpine for the same reason. You are jackpine in your old age because hunger wants to finish you. The 19-year-old wants freedom. Wale says, we will all have good news to share in Jesus' name. That's the foolishness of Pentecostalism. If you don't deal with a problem, you will not have good news. And I can see a problem. I might not have the solution, but the fact that I'm warning you about it could help you get a solution. Pentecostalism can make people very, very foolish. If you have not put in the work, don't expect to reap the results. So I'm going to take a few calls. When I go argue. You know, none of them don't raise 20-year-old from scratch. Me, I don't see, my children don't go primary school, come back. Go secondary school, come back. Go university, come back. The only thing where I never do be say I not get picking we don't go NYSC come back. Okay, somebody said I should add him. Let me add him for a few minutes. Someone said here in America the government care for its citizens while Nigeria government doesn't care. That's not what we are talking about. Why are you slow?
Daddy Freeze.
Brother, how you doing?
I'm fine, no. Thank you very much. Daddy Freeze, you know, every time you actually talk, I'm always very, very happy. I'm always very proud. I'm always very proud that at least we still have knowledgeable people in Nigeria. You see Yankee,
Sorry, your network is breaking off.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, almost all my friends have sent their children back to Nigeria.
Show now they see. Mrs. Linda, Tolu Honiki.
Almost, I'm telling you, 99.9% of my friends have sent their kids to Nigeria. Baba, see what I did now. Now, Yankee, I did now. I'd be a good life. See, Baba, I cannot raise a child here. I will not. See, at 17 years old, sir, even for school, sir, Baba. Oh, I'm very emotional because what you were saying, Nigerians will not understand. They will never get it till they get to that picture. If they call police for you, Baba, you don't finish it. They call 911, you don't finish. And there's a beach very close to my house, Baba. I go there, there's a lakefront very close to my house. You see 16 years old, 15 years old outside there at 11 p.m., 12 p.m. Who are you?
Close the door so we can hear your car because of the noise.
Sorry, let me take this. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, fantastic.
Who are you to stop those kids? Those kids insult their parents, curse out their parents, do whatever they want to do. You can even the Nigerian kids right now emulating the same culture. It's the wrong. Abroad is the wrongest place to send your kids. You can come, they can, when they are 18, 19, 20 years old, when they are well grounded in Nigeria, then you can bring them over here because they now know the pros and the cons. They now know the good and the bad. I cannot raise kids in this country. Hell no. It's a big no. I'd rather send my children to my mama, make the day village there. Go private school, go one of the best schools there because Nigeria is a blessed country. You raise my pikin for this country. This country will not get culture. Your pikin go slap you, not you slap her back. Who are you? I was reading the comments and I kept shaking my head. I did shake my head, say, So people think like this. Daddy Freeze, you are 101% correct in your judgment. I don't want to take much of your time, but all you have been saying is perfect truth. You have money to send your kids abroad. Maybe you're picking the Niger. Yes, I can see you now because you know what you are doing. Me go raise me for this country. This country. The system is built like that. It's built like that. Even though you try to cop them, try to take them to church, mosques, whatever, they will still go school now. They will leave the house. And this, you see all those friends and everything. There are some things I can't really say on the internet right now concerning gay and whatever. They're emulating those things in schools too. They're not going to learn about the black history. They're not talking about the black history. They are talking about all those things. So the kids right now, I don't know. There are few Nigerians that are raising their kids well. I don't know about that one. But all my friends, they carry them go back home. One don't carry one go Mayflower for Akure. One don't carry, they carry them go stay with their mama. They don't even come here for holiday. If they don't reach 18 years, 19 years, then they can come. But me, go carry my pikin for America here, for Chicago especially. Baba, not be me.
All right, we have another brother here. Hold on a second. Let's hear what this brother is saying. Brother, go ahead.
Daddy Freeze. Good evening.
Good evening.
You know, this topic you brought up today has been a major topic around myself, my wife, and my friends. Nobody today we talk about them. Like whenever we get together, we talk about it. I've had some kind of not encounter, but some of our egbons here, with the way they raise their kid. I've seen it whereby a child literally called up 911 on her dad. They go court. Now we can't beg the picking. I beg. They went to court actually. That's one. Another scenario we say
I'm done in 5.
small picking is that caught in the room doing game. Small picking.
Hey.
I talk him.
Small picking whenever even enter 17, 20, Now, Baba beat him mercilessly.
Baba down.
Pikin one call the 6 phone, lock the pikin for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Call the beg pikin, say I beg. No call Olopa.
J Street.
Stop this matter. So even me, my wife that is not even Nigerian, we say she was brought up here, Gen Z. There's one telling that, oh no, we can't bring up our kids here. It's not happening. After before school, secondary school, Niger Street. Niger Street can now come back for the university, for the college, but secondary school, at least you have a cultural mix. You do nonsense. If you collect on a red slap, ASAP. He said, at least factory said, unlike here that even in schools, they teach them about this is illegal, like it's part of the, you can't even come home to even tell your child, oh, don't do this. If they go to school, go report you. The following morning, if you come back, no,
they follow you.
They knock on your door. So this is actually I eventually comment, I was like, I don't know the kind of mindset other people, especially those here. I don't know the location. I'm in California. I don't know the location where they are, but with the two things with me, I don't see. Waiting me the year, I won't even, at least have a little touch. Your children should have a little touch of the African setting. Whether we like it or not, yes, we know we have our own, and Nigeria might not be good, but the cultural parts, you can't take it away from Nigeria. That's the fact. Even if you really say, Omoluabi, there will be some things you want to do. You just remember, where I'm coming from. This is not even right. Even here, there's some things we taught some kid, and we'll be running mad at what's actually happening. Like, it doesn't correlate. Like, maybe we are A, they're on Z. Two different lines, two different parallels that cannot meet. So how would they have that balance? How would they have that other water? Because of course, a child that grows up here all his or her life won't even have a touch of other culture.
At all.
Won't have a touch of other culture. Won't know that probably if you wake up, won't even know that you shouldn't slam your name. You shouldn't slam name on an elderly person. As little as that, just even if you must accord the respect, I see you, Mr. Freeze. But looking for years go see your mother, they don't even send you.
Who go greet you? They greet. They know they greet, so
they won't even greet you. If you can buy a phone for a child now, and they be telling you that maybe you see it for the my privacy.
But they're already on the internet already.
So they're already on the internet. So these are little things that that goes along with means a lot when it comes to all this cultural. Of course, when I begin to use phone now, if they steal my phone no more, you don't give me that. Nothing they give me. So that is actually as I saw it up, I said, it be like that if you just don't read the mind.
You don't know what everybody's mind.
But I know some people, maybe their experiences are different, but I have seen two different experiences. And because I can't just imagine me scolding my child and the next thing I'm seeing is a couple right in front of my house. Come on, what I go do now? Or maybe I scold picking, then I go see the beg picking or family member or friends go they start to the beg picking say no verse.
The man can never respect
because when you do that, you are empowering them. They know that they have the rights. They know that, yes, I can call the cop at any time. You know, so that's just my thought about it. Just like you said, you can have the first school year, secondary school, go.
They have to go for secondary school.
Have that compulsory. At least, I tell people that one of the things that actually made me strong was my secondary school. I went to Federal Government College. Now there my head sharp. Right?
I went to Federal Government College in Duane, on those states too.
Me, I went to Bomocho.
Someone is asking, do you guys have children?
You said what?
Do you have children?
No, yeah, but I'm expecting one soon.
Hey, I lost that gentleman.
But I'm expecting one soon. You know? So, but, it's what we've been talking about all day, like weeks, years, that I'm on to... We're speaking for a year, I'm on a long thing, you guys use Ogwagba. Because even those with the yourself, we see they beg. I know some people might say, Nigeria has its own Olosho. No, be every picky be Olosho now. I don't understand. If I provide the news for my child, why do you have to be an Olosho or a Yahoo boy or something? Not be every child for Nigeria, or not be every girl for Nigeria be Olosho.
100%.
So that's just it. That's just my thoughts.
We have somebody else. As in, people keep coming and leaving. Sorry. I'm enjoying what you're saying. I just wanted to bring one more person so that we can end. So, guys, all of you that were running your mouths, people are not joining and saying this. Yeah, hello, brother.
Yo, good morning from Nigeria.
I can see you no get light, so I know saying Nigeria you did.
I don't get light, Daddy. Sorry.
No problem.
I find it so interesting, so I really have to join. Though I'm still a young youth who is struggling here, but this topic is really, really inspiring and motivating. So I really need to add up my own point of view. So I think that with what the honorable men here are saying, they are all saying facts. Though I've not been out there before, but I have people who are out there, and I've also seen some of my cousins who visited here with their lifestyle and the way they understand things. They are not really the way it should be, because here we are grinded. We are given the facts of what life is all about. So I agree with every contributions coming from these honorable men and your followers here. They are really, really making facts and points. That is how it should be. Even though I happen to travel tomorrow, I myself knew and is certain that I will have my own kids trained here and raised here in Nigeria. Yes, that's just the fact. Because here we were raised to respect our seniors and to sit under the government of our parents, no matter what, because your parents would never mislead you nor push you into something that is not going to benefit you in life. But outside there, basically on the things I have seen here on social media, I think the way they live there is not really called for. Yet, the way kids are raised over there, man, is nothing. How can I call the police to come and have my parents arrested? Man, for what? For what reason? How can I? It is not given. And besides, most of them, when they do those things, is when their parents is trying to stop them from the wayward life or things that they are doing that's not really right, and you see them get upset. They can call the police because it's their system. So I embrace this topic, and I really, really appreciate the fact that I am part of this discussion. The time here is about 4 a.m. Yes, it's a minute to 4 right now here. So I really appreciate this.
Thank you, my brother. We're rounding off. Sadly, I cannot bring any more people on, and this is because Instagram has hooked, like it always hooks at about this time. So, thank you so much, DJ. Some lady who wanted to come. I've sent you a request, but sadly, for one reason or the other, I couldn't bring you on. So this is where we're going to end the conversation. Thank you so much, my brother, for joining live.
You're welcome, Daddy.
Take care.
I appreciate.
And good night.
Thank you.
My Instagram has hung, and I think it's too late for me to start resetting. Now that there's nobody here, maybe I might just try, but I wish I can show it to you. It's just turning around in circles. I can't see anyone. Let me do this. I try to close the app and bring it back. Let me see if I can add Samaria from here. Maybe that can work. You can't even send me a request. It won't allow you. That lady, the DJ or Dami UK, let me also send you a request. If you can see the request, accept it. If you can't see it, then that means I can't bring you. So I've sent Samaria a request. Some people are saying bad ending because everybody echoed exactly what my thoughts were. Yeah? All right. So guys, Instagram has hung and I'm not starting it afresh. So maybe we'll continue this conversation some other day. Abroad people seem not to be too happy. But like I said, all well and good. Make una take care. Make una bye-bye. Make una God bless you.